The time has come for us to see what the characters of Bluey will do when they grow up. Will Mackenzie be that police officer you fall in love with because he rescued you? Or will we see Muffin dancing at a great ballet academy? What will Bluey do when he grows up? Get yourself a really cold Coke and let's see what their professions could be in the future. Let's start with Bluey. The surprise episode showed us an adult Bluey, but we weren't told much about what happened in her life. The only thing we know is that she has a daughter with Mackenzie. But what does each of them do for a living? Well, if we combine what Chili and Bandit used to do, we can get an idea of Bluey's possible tastes and interests. We know that she's quite creative and likes to sing like an opera lady. But her strong point has always been inventing stories and games. Most of the games are always suggested by Bluey. She invents the characters, their outfits, and the rules. She basically creates her own world. So, we think Bluey is going to be a great writer and theater director. Besides, we already know she really likes to dance and act. And of course, she'll be the star of her own stories. The start of her career won't be easy at all, since she'll first have to act in small roles until she becomes a famous and well-known director. Although even with all that imagination she has, she might end up writing for movies. And this is where Mackenzie comes in, who probably got interested in social media content and from there moved on to directing movies. But what kind of movies do they make? A strange combination of romance and science fiction. The romance is obviously inspired by Bluey, and the science fiction by Mackenzie. What do you think about these professions for these characters? Honestly, we think they really match their personalities. Although there are some fans who say that it's most likely that Bluey will become a teacher. Here, she would use her creativity with the kids to teach them things and keep them entertained. Although, honestly, I don't know. We've seen that she doesn't have much patience or tolerance, like when Winton wanted to play helicopter with her, or when she made Socks cry on Santa's railing. She always wants things to be done her way. Mackenzie, on his part, is a border collie, which gives us a hint that he could be a police officer. This breed of dog has a great sense of smell, as well as being very intelligent, which is why the police use them for search and rescue missions. They will definitely be an explosive pair. Now let's talk about Bingo. We already know that Bingo grows up together with Lila and they become inseparable. I'm sure they'll also end up being best friends, the kind who get together every Sunday to gossip over coffee, criticizing other people. But the biggest clue we have about Bingo is in the surprise episode. Adult Bluey visits her parents, and we see in the background a picture of Bingo on Easter Island, which tells us that she followed in Bandit's footsteps and studied archaeology. And this makes a lot of sense. Bingo is very curious, but we shouldn't forget that Bingo likes to learn about many things. So the other option Bingo has is to be an astronomer or something related to space. Well, on several occasions we've seen her read a lot of books about space, just like in her bedtime dream. Also, in the surprise episode, Chili tells Bluey that Bingo is out back in the yard. She was possibly teaching Bandit new archaeology techniques or even sharing some astronomical discoveries. But what do you think? Do you see Bingo becoming an astronomer or an archaeologist like Bandit? And speaking of friendship, we also have two buddies who are very close, Rusty and Jack, and they also give us clues about what they might become when they grow up. We know that Rusty's dad is in the military and fights all the bad guys. So of course, it's expected that Rusty would also become a soldier, right? Not just because his dad is, but also because of his admiration for him. And maybe after seeing his dad's glory years, he'll say, I want to be as tough as my dad. I'm going to enlist in the army. Although his attitude of helping his friends, understanding them with their problems, and the way he behaves with them, besides helping them work on their weaknesses, does he fit more in the role of a teacher or a psychologist, and not so much as a soldier, but neither teacher, nor psychologist, nor soldier, friends. In the episode Cricket, Rusty reveals that he becomes a top-level cricket player. And he's definitely going to have a great team. What is certain is that he'll have 1 or 2 kids. He has also given us many hints he'll be a great family man. And if you don't believe me, just check out when he plays house with Indy. He might even end up choosing her as his wife once his beard grows in. Those two have a lot of chemistry and they really understand each other like a married couple. As for Indy, she is most likely to follow in her mom's footsteps, selling and promoting a healthy, natural lifestyle. Now let's talk a little about Jack, his friend, his dear buddy. He's one of the few characters with attention deficit, and honestly, it would be great if Jack has a bright future. For example, Bill Gates has attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and nowadays, he's one of the richest people in the world. From my point of view, my buddy Jack is the next Bill Gates in the world of Bluey. This guy is definitely going to be a millionaire. Although maybe Jack could be the one who ends up joining the army for the following reason. When Rusty teaches him how to play army, we can see that Jack became even more focused and even looked more lively. And I think that spending a day pretending to be a soldier really helped him with his attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So maybe in the future, joining the army could help him continue learning to be disciplined and organized in his adult life. And if we go with Sneakers and Coco, we can see some really interesting things. Sneakers is a dachshund, very sociable. The guy is really charismatic. And in the series, we see that he has a passion for the news. So could Sneakers be a journalist? The answer is yes. And he has it all. Charisma, sociability, and most importantly, the passion for spreading information. And if he's not a journalist, he could be a news anchor, taking Patty Chapoy's job, getting all the cameras on him, and not because he's a thief, but because of his great work. And speaking of stealing the spotlight and screen time, we have Coco the Poodle. Poodles are usually associated with beauty and high society. If we keep going down this glamorous path, it's certain that Coco will be an actress in the future. She has the right attitude, a poise that's enviable and that only an actress could have. Her look that says, "I devoured," says it all. Seriously, she has those qualities to be a world-renowned actress. Are we looking at the next Jenna Ortega? And obviously when she's not acting, she'll be modeling for Gucci and Versace. She might even add being a great gymnast as a hobby. Just like she showed us in the episode Circus, that she's really skilled at it. And what will happen to Socks and Muffin? Socks and Muffin have very different personalities, and even though they're sisters, we have to talk about Muffin first. She's the older one, but she has a very strong attitude and is hard to handle. Not to mention she's really annoying, she just won't stop talking, and she's actually very troublesome. In the future, Muffin would be the typical coworker who picks a fight with you over anything. And what about the Festival of Touchers? When the girls' parents are taking out the log, Muffin yells at them to stop destroying the planet. This and other actions give us the theory that Muffin in the future could be a great activist. Her great attitude, her tough way of being, and her concern for the environment make the perfect combo. Although, because of her skills and her favorite hobbies, we can also expect her to become a great dancer and a strict ballet teacher. Just think about it. Ballet is a discipline that requires a lot of effort and courage. This fits perfectly with Muffin's personality, especially since she's been showing off her ballet moves since she was very young. Her career as a dancer could lead her to become that strict teacher you're really afraid of. What do you think? Would you like to have Muffin as your teacher? And Socks, unlike Muffin the explosive one, is quieter, not as aggressive. In the future, she would be more introverted, much calmer than her sister. Although if we analyze the character a bit, we'll realize that it's possible she might have a problem like Jack's. Because unlike the other children, she acted differently and even seemed like a normal dog, walking on all fours and everything. But it was only because she still needed to grow, since in the poster we already saw her more active and speaking well. Because of her personality, Socks could end up being a police officer or even a couples therapist with all the problems she sees her parents having. That way, she could help many families be happy. Or maybe the tables will turn and she'll end up being a rock star. Chloe could probably be a good tour guide or biologist. Honey, she could be a great doctor or nurse, maybe even an architect since she's very dedicated and smart. But anyway, friends, we don't know what the future holds for these puppies, but they'll definitely be real workaholics. So, leave in the comments which character we missed on this list and what you think they'll do for a living. See you in the next video.